Hello. Game 3 is today. I forgot about the schedule for a little bit. I wanted to do a reaction yesterday to the Haters Guide to the NBA Finals. I still plan on doing that tomorrow. But I was busy yesterday, didn't really have a lot of time. So I'm still kind of busy. So I'm just gonna do this because it's easier. Giannis needs some help. We've seen the memes, but they're true. Okay. I saw this one thing. It was Kris Middleton has 2 modes, I think it said. And one was Kevin Durant, and the other was, I believe, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. So, and I do believe that's true as well. Maybe not to that badly. Like, he can play like Kevin Durant. But I personally have never seen him play as bad as Michael Kidd-Gilchrist has. Or, no disrespect to him, but I've never seen Kris Middleton play at his level, personally. It does seem like that, because when you think about how good Kris Middleton's supposed to be, he's supposed to be the second best player on a team that we believe is a title contender. And when Giannis is doing everything, Kris Middleton, Jrue Holiday are not doing what they are there to do. Kris Middleton's there to score. He's not really doing that very well, at least to what the Bucks need him to be doing in order to win the championship. And right now, I'm definitely starting to feel less confident in my original prediction that the Bucks would win. But we've seen this with the Brooklyn Nets series. The Bucks were down 2-0 because they lost 2 on the road. Now they're at home. It's going to be a little bit easier. But they can't afford to lose. Well, obviously they can't afford to lose this game, but they can't afford to lose any games at home because I don't really know how to explain what I'm trying to say, but I think this is going to go the same as, or very similarly to the Brooklyn Nets series, minus injuries, and I think that is the main thing that's going to be different. The Suns will not be injured. They're going to have a completely healthy team. In terms of injuries, it's the Bucks who are not entirely healthy with Giannis. He's still playing amazing, but he does look a little bit slower, like I said, about after game 1, how I was kind of thinking about it, but playing just as well, if not. Well, he scored 40 and 12, 3 blocks. That's an amazing performance. He just needs help. He needs help. Specifically from Kris Middleton and Jrue Holiday. I saw another meme on Instagram, was a guy kind of shooting to the right, but looking at the basket, and it was when Kris Middleton and Jrue Holiday shoot the ball. I think a lot. Well, that's the purpose of a meme is to kind of over-exaggerate something to make it funny. And that's what's good about memes. A lot of people do that in real life, joking around. But it just doesn't get the same approval because when you verbally say something versus when you make it a meme. Now, this is in general, but especially in the NBA. If you say, oh, Jrue Holiday and Kris Middleton shoot to the right, but when they're trying to shoot, people are taking that the wrong way. Most people will. But if you put it in the form of a meme, and it's relevant, people will think it's very funny. And I don't got a problem with that. It's just, I kind of do, but, like, not really. It's kind of something I don't like about modern culture. But let's get back to the specific series we are talking about. Bucks, Suns. It just comes down to Giannis doing all he can, and then Khris Middleton and Jrue Holiday underperforming. There's really not much else to say. Now, I'm not trying to take credit away from the Suns because they are playing very well. But if the Bucks, because there's a ton of times where it's close. I think the second game 2 was closer, like in terms of like it was a closer game throughout the game. I'm a busy person, okay? I'm a busy guy, okay? I don't have the privilege of watching the whole game. Because of reasons, I'm not going to really talk about it. I'm not going to talk about why, but I'm just going to say I'm not able to watch the whole game. I will be able to watch all of Game 3 today, which is good, because I'm trying to get good at this whole YouTube thing, but as far as I'm aware, throughout the game, Game 2 was much closer than Game 1. I think that Game 3, the Bucks will win. It's not going to be a blowout, but it's going to be a pretty convincing one at that. But I think Giannis will perform the same consistently. I think the two guys that are mostly the ones that are going to decide who wins and who loses is Khris Middleton and Jrue Holiday. I can say it over and over and over again. Okay. And it really makes you wonder. So obviously in the offseason people were talking about the Bucks trading for Chris Paul for Eric Bledsoe. People were talking about it. Where would that leave the Suns if that did happen? I think the Bucks would have won the finals for sure. No question about it in my mind. I think it would be Bucks Clippers. I think it would be. Because you can kind of like keep it the same. I think the Clippers they came closer to beating the Suns than the Nuggets did, so you could just kind of put the pieces together there. And I think the Bucks would have won that, simply because the Clippers did not have Kawhi. But you can also say, yawn, by the way, if you didn't know what that was, that the Nets might have had more chance of recovery for when they did play the Bucks, and then they would have played them in the conference finals and beat them there. So it's kind of, but if you keep it the same, you just replace Jrue Holiday for Chris Paul, and you leave, and you put Eric Bledsoe on the Suns, and you put Jrue Holiday back on the Pelicans. Yeah, It's not something that you can just say, okay, this would have happened. There's a lot of other factors. There's a lot of other factors that comes in to these types of things. That's why you can't just say specific things. That's why the closest thing to being a realistic kind of way to decide what would have happened in the NBA if something went differently is doing it into doing it into an NBA 2K, my league. That's the easiest way to do it, but not very accurate because certain players, it's tendencies, right? That's the main thing. I feel like 2K does very well with getting overalls right for the most part. But the tendency just makes it so overall doesn't really matter that much. Talking about Jrue Holiday and Kris Middleton underperforming has turned into talking about how 2K could help you simulate certain events in the NBA if they went differently. So, that I get sidetracked when I'm talking a lot. But there wasn't really that much to say, except that Kris Middleton and Jrue Holiday have to play better. The Suns are playing pretty good. I don't want to take credit away from them. I'm going to say it. But I think the Bucks the series would be 1-1 right now. If Kris Middleton and Jrue Holiday were both playing as well as they should be. As they should be playing. And that's going to be it. Like and subscribe. I probably should have said this at the beginning. Like, subscribe. Go watch, if you haven't seen my prediction video, it's on my channel. You can find it. I only have 2 other videos up right now. And if you want any suggestions to people who make similar content, if you're watching this, you probably already watched who I'm going to mention. But if you don't watch Called Game Podcast with the GOAT Kenny Beecham, KOT4Q, if that's the only way you know him, he's much better at this whole thing than me because he has more consistent posting. So go subscribe to him, watch him, just because. Yeah, that's gonna be it. I'm out.